So I'm on the outside of my house on my porch, so if you hear car noises, I just wanted to give you a quick preview of what a table setup looks like. A lot of artists at craft shows set up like this, and it's a beautiful, clean display. The only problem is I'm leaving this picture up for about 25 seconds, and in 25 seconds you've seen everything on their table. The alternative is what I'm going to show you next. Now this is a little bit more of what I meant. This table looks a lot more interesting. It's more like a treasure chest chock full of things. You don't see it just walking by in the first 20 seconds. You have to come up to it and start to rifle through it. And women love to rifle through things. That's why we love to shop. It's our natural thing. So you want to make it more of a curiosity. So I just wanted to show you my display up close. This table is a lot higher than most tables, and my secret is I use bed risers. Most college students, college season, you can find them all out. They're just an 8-inch block that raises up your table and everything, and it makes this so much easier for you to set up and easier for people to look at it. You don't have to bend over a whole lot. And that makes a huge difference. Adding height to your table is another thing that's very important. Using all this space that's up top. These are just simple card displays that you can get off of eBay. You could even make them yourself. They're just basically a piece of cardboard with a folding easel on the back. Now what I like to use for height, candlesticks. I buy these at the thrift stores, and all I did was put a plastic plate on the top, which I glued so it makes a perfect riser. And it was very inexpensive, and they're actually really pretty. They're very vintage looking, and they add a lot of interest in my table. This I found at a thrift store. I just kind of like the way it added a little bit more vibe. I also found the hand at a thrift store. I am a thrift store junkie, if you haven't figured that out. I also have an old cigar box because I have that vintage look to my jewelry. I like a vintage vibe. If you don't find cigar boxes, what's really cute is old loaf pans, different types of things that just add interest so it doesn't look like the same old displays. When I showed you the first picture, you've all seen that display and you've all walked past it. Unless you saw a piece of jewelry that really talked to you, you walked past it because it just wasn't interesting. This kind of forces you to come over and look at things better. I like to put my earrings on. I like the larger earring cards because they really show them off. These would be pieces that you would normally put in a display case. Obviously, I don't have a display case here, but the cellophane bags act the same way. So you can keep everything protected, people can handle them, and that's really important because usually if they touch, they buy. I like to leave polymer clay, at least a cha-cha bracelet out, because people have to see these to believe them. Once they try these on, they usually wear them away. It's one of those things everybody falls in love with. But they want to see how light they are, how wearable they are, and that's important. So it's important that when you display things, you have things interactive and touchable. And I always like to have a hand on my table because that's just my thing. I feel like it's almost like they're holding their own gift. And here are the earring boxes that we created. This is the one I created in the video. I just turned it upside down and used it as a riser on top of another one. And that adds height once again, because if you had two of them at the same height, it just wouldn't be as interesting. Now for my signs, these are not the correct signs, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what I do. I use clothespins. You can buy these anywhere, if you probably may even have a few. And I just use cardstock, and I try to make a pricing. If I have one pair of earrings for $15, I make two for $20, and whatever. I have different price points on earrings. But I always find if you have a 2 for a price on earrings, they always take the 2. Just a little hint. And it's an easy way to just clip them on, and you don't have to price everything individually, because that's always a nuisance. I like to create things that are under $50, under $30. These are not correct on the boxes. I just threw them in to give you ideas of what I like to do for displays. Now this table being so small, most people would say, oh my gosh, why would you bother with that? If you were just doing a small fundraiser or a school thing, you could take this table, it folds up into itself. You could take just this table and all this jewelry and fit it in the back of your car. If you have an 8-foot worth of jewelry and displays, it will take you a lot of space and a lot of time to set up. And you can see how much I have just in this little area. If I have maybe a 3 or 4 hour show, I could actually do quite well. So you don't need a huge amount of space for your jewelry. You just need to be clever in how you market it and package it. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you make lots of sales. And if not, just leave a display up for yourself. Think of all the beautiful work you do. You should look at it. Thanks a lot for watching.